Okay, so today we're going to be going over some of the most frequently asked questions that I get about moving abroad, living abroad, etc. I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about my move abroad journey, my move abroad story, and then essentially I'm just here to answer whatever questions y'all have as well. So I'm here to be a resource for you. So welcome, and good morning. Let me see a number one in the comments if you're brand new. If you've never been in any of my lives before, welcome. Drop a number one for me in the comments. I'm currently in Colombia. Drop a number two in the comments if you have been in my lives before and you are just back because you rocks with your girl. Welcome back. Drop a number three if you would like to experience living abroad in the next 365 days. Girl, can you help me find jobs to go to Mexico? So Cassie, I don't personally help people with jobs, but I do have remote job resources. So, and that's a question that I get pretty often. So about jobs, that's something we'll be talking about later today as well. But whenever it comes to looking for remote jobs, you want to make sure that you are focused on jobs that you want to make sure that you're focused on jobs that actually allow you to work from anywhere. That's like the biggest thing whenever you are applying for remote jobs. So the network is lagging for me. Is it? Am I lagging for anybody else? I don't know why. I'm connected to the Wi-Fi. There weren't any problems yesterday. Let me know if anybody else feels like I'm lagging. Like, can somebody else confirm? Okay, Ruth says not her. Okay, let me know if it's doing it again. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Cassie. But yeah, whenever it comes to remote jobs, you want to make sure that you are focused on websites that actually prioritize work from anywhere jobs. Okay. Like a lot of these companies will say they are remote, but then they want you to be in a certain place in the US. So you want to make sure that you always, okay, there we go. We want to make sure that we are filtering for work from anywhere jobs. Yeah. So actually, y'all, I actually have my Move Abroad bundle back in my bio. You can use the promo code 25 spelled all for 25% off. I do have my favorite remote job resources in there. I also have my favorite remote job resources in my cash flow come up checklist, which is also at the link in my bio, but I'm actually giving away my cash flow come up checklist for free for anybody who gets the Move Abroad bundle while I am live. So, and again, like with remote jobs, you want to do a variety of things whenever you're looking for jobs, right? Like you obviously want to be applying for jobs. You also want to be getting alerts. There are people who actually share remote jobs. I share some of those people in the Move Abroad bundle as well. And there's even people that you can hire to apply for jobs for y'all. So whenever it comes to looking for remote jobs, you really want to have a well-rounded strategy. Like I said, I do have resources in the Move Abroad bundle at the link in my bio, as well as in my cash flow come up checklist. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. Please continue to double tap the screen. I appreciate y'all. If you're new here, drop a number one in the comments. If you are back, drop a number two in the comments. And if you would like to live abroad in the next 365 days, drop a number three in the comments. And please make sure y'all are tapping the screen. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to us creators and it's free for y'all. So please make sure y'all are tapping because we are here battling these algorithms, okay? But yeah, like I said, I'm here to answer whatever questions y'all have about moving abroad. If you are new here, my name is Bianca. My husband and I left the US last year to live abroad as digital nomads. So since we are digital nomads, that means that we move around from place to place. Is your spirit free now? For sure. Yeah. So we move around from place to place. We've been in 10 different countries since last year. We started off in Brazil. We also went to Spain, Vietnam, Thailand, Japan, China, Indonesia, Panama, Colombia, Mexico. We've been traveling a lot since last year. We're actually pretty tired from the amount of travel we've done, and we're working on getting a little bit more settled these days. But it's been a really dope journey. I've been going live to share the journey with y'all. I've been answering your questions because, again, I'm here to be a resource for y'all, right? I really want y'all to recognize that I'm not doing anything that y'all can't do, right? I'm not some special person who just made moving abroad happen with the snap of my fingers. So much of moving abroad goes into your mindset. So yeah, let me know what questions y'all have about moving abroad in the comments. I'll also be going over just some of the most frequently asked questions I get around moving abroad, because a lot of the questions I get are very, very similar. Thank you all so much for double tapping the screen. I really appreciate it. Is Kyoto worth moving a family of 5? I have no idea. Also, what's worth it for me isn't necessarily worth it for you. Those kinds of questions don't actually have real answers. Because we're two completely different people. So like only you could decide that. Only you could decide that for yourself if it's worth it. My recommendation would be to go there and visit. And then if you visit and you know you really love it and you can see you and your family living there, then yeah. But as far as like, is it worth it? We'll never know the answer to that question until you do it. Like that's the beauty of living abroad. Hi, Sandy. Your favorite place so far? My favorite country is Mexico. My top 3 are Mexico, Thailand, and Colombia. Thank y'all so much for tapping the screen. I appreciate it. Please drop a number 1 in the comments if you're new here. Drop a number 2 in the comments if you are back. And drop a number 3 if you would like to live abroad in the next 365 days. Also, if y'all know anybody who would be interested in learning more about living abroad, please share the live with them. I know that people are hesitant for like a lot of different reasons in terms of living abroad, which is fine. Like that's fair. It's completely normal to have reservations. It's completely normal to be nervous. It's completely normal to have a lot of questions. But again, I always just try to show people like, hey, I'm a real life example of how this life can be possible. So it's not dangerous like what the media portrays. Every country has danger. You just got to decide which danger you want to be exposed to. That's what I like in terms of safety. I don't I always tell people I'll never be able to like say anything or do anything to make you feel safe. I tell people if there's a country, if you feel like if you have fear of going to a country because you heard it's dangerous, then like either A, don't go, or B, do some more research and then make that decision for yourself. But I try to avoid going down the rabbit holes of like safety, danger, whatever, because at the end of the day, like the United States is literally on the travel advisory list. It's not even in the top 100 in terms of safest countries. So it's just kind of funny that, because of US propaganda, so many people are like, oh, like the US is safe though, but this country is dangerous. This country is dangerous. And I'm like, where there are humans, there is crime. That's how the world works because humans are humans. Right? Like, and obviously there are places that do have a lot less, they have significantly less crime. There are countries that are considered safer than others. And if that's something that anyone feels more comfortable with, then by all means, like I said, do that. I travel to a lot of countries that are considered dangerous. So I'm just not the person to ask about that personally. Where did you go? I've been in 10 different countries since last year, but I am currently in Colombia. I don't want to be here anymore. So what we doing to get out then? What are we doing to get out then? I wanted to go to Mexico, but I heard American expats are being harassed, and I get it. Oh, that's interesting. I've never had any issues in Mexico. Do you travel alone? No, me and my husband are here. I was here in Colombia by myself for like the first like 3.5 weeks, but for the most part, since last year, I've been traveling with my husband. Political game. U.S. labels countries they don't align as dangerous, so it is a game. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's. I mean, like I said, it's propaganda. It's interesting because whenever you actually start to travel, when you start to like talk to people around the world, and you realize how like other people in other countries, they actually have more of like that global mindset. Like most people here don't even have any idea about what's actually happening in other countries, unless it's like, oh, there's a war going on. The U.S. will definitely share that, but it's Like I said, do your research, okay? Where do you stay when you travel? What do you mean? I stay in apartments. Did I answer it? Wait, what do you mean? I mostly use Airbnb. I have also done a private rental as well, but primarily we use Airbnb. Oh, yeah, apartments. Girl, we are living abroad. I ain't staying in no hostel. Like, no. I'm not like we're living our everyday lives here. Like we're not on a vacation. Airbnb, how long do you usually stay? There's not really a usually for us. Like last year, we were in Brazil for a month. We were in Vietnam for a month. We were in Indonesia for 5 days, Thailand for 9 weeks, Japan for 10 days, China, Spain, just 1 day, like a long layover, Panama, 5 weeks, Colombia, 2.5 months, Mexico, 2.5 months. And then I've been in Colombia for a little bit more than 2 months now. best remote job websites. My favorite one is remote.co. And then I give a full list of other ones in my Move Abroad bundle. For those of you who are just now joining, my Move Abroad bundle is in the link in my bio. It has everything that you need to know about how to move abroad from the United States. It's literally 12 videos that you can get your bag of popcorn, get your pen, your paper, and actually like go through the videos and like walk through the process of everything that you need in order to move abroad, from figuring out which place is going to be best for you, to finding housing, to how you're going to make money, how much money you need to move, how to move with kids, how to move with pets. All of this is in the Move Abroad bundle. And like I said, you can grab it at the link in my bio. Yeah, it's in my bio. So if you go to my profile and you hit the stand, if you go to my profile and you hit like the stand.store button, TikTok, what the hell? Okay, there we go. If you go to my profile and you hit the stand.store button and you scroll down, it says how to move abroad from the US. And for anybody who gets it while I'm live, I'm going to also send you my cash flow come up checklist as a bonus. So make sure you check that out. Hold on. I know I missed some stuff. How is Thailand for you? We absolutely love Thailand, Sandy. We said several times that if our family wasn't so far away, we probably would have stayed in Thailand a lot longer. So we absolutely love Thailand. We are huge fans. Highly recommend it. Kind of like how they convince all Blacks in the States that Africa is a jungle and primitive. Yeah, something like that. She is legit sharing gems. Thank you. I just made a purchase. Oh, period. Did you get the bundle? Is that what you mean? Keep up the good work, blessing others. Thank you. Let's talk business. Can I ask where you stayed at in Thailand? Yeah. So in Thailand, we visited Bangkok, Phuket, Pattaya, Krabi, and Chiang Mai. So we did 3. Oh, the cash flow come up checklist, period. Thank you for your business. Make sure that you watch the video. The cash flow come up checklist, it's like a 33-page guide about how to make more money from anywhere, whether it's a remote job, side hustle, starting a business, investing in stocks. All of that is in the cash flow come up checklist. And don't just get the checklist and just try to read through it, y'all. There's a video that goes through it. Make sure that you follow along in the video, because that's really where the gems are dropped. Okay. Because in there, like whenever you're like actually listening to me going through it, that is when you're going to really you're going to be able to listen to me giving you the tea on all the different side hustles. Hi, Marsha. Good morning. Yes, it's still morning. It's still morning here as well. Hi, Indigo. What other questions do y'all have for me? And also thank y'all so much for tapping the screen. Please continue to double tap. I really appreciate y'all. So I said I was going to pull up my frequently asked questions, and now I'm like, I thought I put it up and I didn't. I need to find it. Oh my God, I want to scream. You know when you clear your cache and then it logs you out of everything? First world problems. Got to log back in all this shit. It's fine. It's fine. You may have already answered this, but what else comes with the Move Abroad bundle? No, I actually haven't answered that today. That's a great question. So the Move Abroad bundle, what I did was I did a 12-day live series on how to move abroad from the US. I dropped everything, no gatekeeping, okay? Everything I knew, I put it into these 12 videos. And then I put those videos into a bundle. Along with those videos, you also get a workbook. So the workbook is okay, day 1, day 2, day 3. So as you're going through the videos, you can follow along. Whenever we're talking about remote jobs, for example, right? You might in the workbook, it's okay, here are the websites I'm going to look at. Here are the job titles that I want to look for. Whenever you're thinking about which countries you want to apply to, whenever you're thinking about which countries you want to move to, right? You're going to actually be taking notes. So it comes with a workbook for you to follow along with the videos. And then I also have a 23-page Move Abroad resource guide. For those of you, so the Move Abroad resource guide, I actually sell that separately as well. That's also at the link in my bio. It's $24. If you are someone who feels like you don't necessarily need the videos, you don't need me to be talking you through everything, you can also get the Move Abroad resource guide that, because that's basically the written version of the bundle. But with with the bundle, you get the written guide and you get all of the 12 videos. So in the bundle, you get the 12 videos, the workbook that goes along with the videos, and the 23-page guide. And if you get it while I am live, then you also get my cash flow come up guide as a bonus. And that guide is not about moving abroad. The cash flow come up guide is all about how to make more money. So that is what comes in the Move Abroad bundle. Let me know if that didn't answer your question. And I can also go through the specific days if you want me to break it down even further. So actually, yeah, because I haven't pulled up right here. So day one is mindset. Day one is how to get into the move abroad mindset. You're so welcome, Richard, because I tell people all the time, y'all, moving abroad really is like 80% mental. It's not like, yes, we can talk visas. Yes, we can talk countries. Yes, we can talk packing, but so much of it is about actually believing that it's possible for you. So day one is mindset. Day two is how to prepare to leave, health insurance, moving, packing, how much money you need, how to tell your family, documents. Days 3 through 5 are how to choose the place that's going to be best for you. We spent 3 whole days talking about how to choose your country because so many people are always like, I don't know where to go. I want to move abroad, but I don't know where to go. What's the best country for me? Day number 6 is traveling and living abroad on a budget. So budget travel hacks to actually budget your trip out of the US, but also like hacks and hidden gems for living abroad on a budget. Y'all, like me and my husband, like it's 2 of us. And we literally live off of like maybe $150 a week for 2 adults. Okay. We have learned how to travel on a budget. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. Day 7 is housing, how to find housing, negotiations, the things you need to look for in housing, my advice, because I have made a lot of mistakes whenever it came to housing. Days 8 and 9 are all about how to make money while you are abroad. So the main 3 ways to make money while you are abroad. And then we even did a deep dive into the top 2 ways that I make money, which are affiliate marketing and digital marketing. Day 10 is how to adjust to your new life abroad, like how to actually get immersed in like a new culture, learning the language, like these types of things. Day 11 is how to keep home in your heart while you are abroad. And then day 12 was like an FAQ day. So it's kind of like a bunch of different questions answered that people asked me. So all of those, everything you just heard me name, those are all of the videos that are in the bundle. So if you're watching, if you're on TikTok, you can grab it at the link in my bio, use that promo code 25 for 25% off. And if you're watching on YT, then it is in my description. Thank y'all so much for tapping the screen. I appreciate y'all. Okay, so whatever questions y'all have, continue to drop them for me in the comments. I'm about to pull up some of these frequently asked questions and start running through some of those. I'm gonna put it right here to make my life easier. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And I'm also curious, let me know in the comments, because I feel like I've asked this question some, but I haven't asked it that much recently. Why do y'all want to move abroad? Like, actually, like, let me like put in the comments and let me know. Marsha says, so the course includes how to make money abroad. Yes, Marsha. We spent there's 2 videos in there on, there's 2 videos, there's remote job resources, and also in the cash flow come up checklist, the entire cash flow come up checklist is about how to make more money. So there's ways that you can make money in the cash flow come up checklist, like while you're still here in the States, like whether you want to like increase your income so that you can save more. And then there's also plenty of ways that you can make money while you are living abroad. Those are all in the bundle. And you know how to sing it, I heard, with the bop bop. Whenever you first start a live on TikTok, it actually doesn't, like there's not really anybody in there at first. And so what I've learned about going back and editing my live videos is like, I'm always singing at the beginning of my lives. Like I just be cracking up, but it'd be the most random song. It'll be like Whitney Houston, and then it'll be like Migos, and then it'll be like Kirk Franklin. Like, it's just, I don't know why I always start off my live singing. It cracks me up. I actually really wish that I was a good singer, not because I want to be famous for it, but just because I love to sing and I would love to not torture my husband, but it is what it is. Thank y'all for the hearts. Yes, I have been to Spain, but I was only there for a day. So like anytime people ask me about like my opinion on Spain, I'm always like, I don't really feel like I have a right to give an opinion. I was only in Madrid for like 8 hours. And also it was like really rainy that day. It was like cold. I had just come from sunny Brazil. It was like, I'm not the person to ask about Spain, but I have been there. I did spend a day in Madrid. Japan is cool. I was in Japan for 10 days. I stayed in Osaka and Tokyo. And then we did a day trip to Kyoto, which was cool. Japan was cool. It's not the place for me. Japan's are just a little Jesus. Japanese people are like Japanese culture, I should say, not people. Japanese culture is a bit more conservative for my personality. I'm a lot more like vibrant, loud, like, and I'm sure it also depends on where you are in Japan. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know about all of Japan, but yeah, those were my experiences. Okay, so and keep your keep dropping whatever questions y'all have. Like I said, I'm going to start going through some of the frequently asked questions in the meantime until somebody has a question. For those of you who are just now joining, welcome. Drop a number 1 if you're new. Drop a number 2 if you are back. And also let me know where y'all are joining in from. Let me know what time it is. It's 9:43 a.m. here in Colombia, but where y'all at and what time is it? My reasons: slower, more peaceful lifestyle. Yes. Maximize my money as compared to the Philippines peso. Yes, 100%. Got any other sites for remote work? Yeah, they're in the Let's Talk Business. I think you said you got the cash flow come up checklist. You have them. I have an entire page in the cash flow come up checklist with my favorite remote job resources. So yeah, you already have them. California. Okay, West Coast, Florida, East Coast, West Coast in the house, period. Welcome, y'all. Welcome, and thank y'all so much for tapping the screen. I appreciate y'all. Welcome, Jenna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. I'm Bianca. I've been living abroad since last year. Well, I've been in and out of the U.S. We visited the U.S. 3 times ever since our first time leaving last year. Okay, we got a lot of Florida in the house. Ever since we left last year, we have been back to visit like 3 different times. So it's always interesting whenever people tell me like, you're going to leave and want to come back, like, you know, you're going back to, or, you know, like you're going to want to come back to the U.S. And I'm like, I have already come back to the U.S. and I can promise you, like, I am still happy to be living abroad. You ever coming back? Yeah, I go back to visit, like 100%. Like our parents are there. We have a lot of friends and family there. Like I know there are some people who go to move abroad and they're like, the U.S. is never going to see me again. That's not me at all. The U.S. will always see me because my people are there. Like I'm not going to, you know, whatever. I mean, God willing, the U.S., they're always going to, my mama is there. Okay. As long as my mama is in the U.S., I will always be visiting the U.S. As far as living there again permanently, I'm not sure. That's very up in the air. Do you get depressed right away? No, I do not. I definitely, I don't think like depressed is the right word necessarily. I feel like whenever I go to visit the U.S., in the beginning stages, like whenever I first hold on, sorry, because this has happened to us multiple times. So whenever we first decide we're going back, it's kind of like meh. But then as like the actual takeoff date gets closer, I do get more excited because period, too blessed to be stressed. Because like I get excited to see my people, and then like there are things I miss about the U.S. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get to drive, and like I don't miss drive. Let me be very clear. I do not miss driving while I'm abroad. Okay, I do not. I'm not here wishing I could drive a car, but I like my car. So like my car in the States. So like I have a RAV4, which is it's just a fun car to drive. It's my first. Well, it's not really my first truck actually, but we'll say it is, for lack of a better word. So like I get, so as I'm getting closer to going home, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get to drive my car. Oh, I'm going to Chick-fil-A. So like I do start to think about the things that I don't have or that I don't have access to while I'm abroad. And that's exciting for me. I will say whenever I get back in the US after being abroad for so long, within the first 24 hours, I definitely feel, I feel the stress of like the rat race. Like I don't have that like, that peaceful feeling that I have when I'm abroad, when it's like, oh, I can move slow. Like I get back in the US and like everybody's in a hurry. And then everybody's talking about politics. Like it's just very hard to escape that in the US. And sometimes that's really frustrating. But normally for the first like couple of weeks, I'm pretty like, okay. After that, like that's when I really start to feel like, damn, I miss being abroad because I miss walking. I miss being able to like get food quickly. That's not McDonald's, right? So, you know, there are great things about living in the US and there are great things about living outside of the US. Ultimately, I do not want to be in the US permanently full time. It's very hard to imagine doing that after living this lifestyle for the past couple of years. But yeah, I definitely still go home and visit. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. I'm 5 months into living in Costa Rica and I feel that so hard. Life is slow and intentional here. Yes, exactly. Costa Rica is one of my favorite countries. Which part are you in? That's so dope. Yeah, 100%. Like so we actually had friends that were here because I celebrated my birthday last week, and two friends and my sister came here to visit, and they were saying the same thing. They were just like, I was like, what do you think about Medellin? Like, like what are you going to tell people? And they were like, you can just tell, like, it's just slower pace. They were like, people are moving, like people are doing stuff, but it all just seems like slower. And I'm like, yeah, it's one of those things that it's really hard to explain. And when you if you have not experienced it, just waking up and just knowing that you can take your time, not always being in a hurry to do something, like not always trying to bum rush people on the sidewalk. Like I remember whenever we were in Merida, Mexico, and the woman who was there, she was like the tour guide, and she was saying that the biggest complaint from Mexicans in Merida, Mexico was that Americans from the US are always moving super fast. Like she would literally tell us slow down. Like it's just like in the US, we're always in a hurry. There's always something to do. There's always somewhere to be, versus when you go abroad, people take their time with breakfast. They take their time with meals. They go and sit in parks. Y'all, there's so many little bodegas around here, just little corner stores. And there's literally tables and chairs everywhere. They're just, it's just that kind of environment where you're always invited to just take a seat and relax. Can you imagine I'm trying to think of I don't know where y'all live. I do, but I'm trying to think gas stations, or corner stores, like a 7-Eleven or a Love's or a Wawa, whatever. Y'all don't see no tables and chairs outside, but that's how it is here in Colombia. There's always just somewhere to sit. We bought a house in a small mountain town at the base of volcano Turrialba. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I've never heard of that place, but that sounds really dope. Costa Rica is so beautiful. Costa Ricans are super nice. I was in Costa Rica for my honeymoon back in 2022, and I for sure want to go back. Love it there. Okay, so one of the most frequently asked questions that I get is, what am I going to do about health insurance? Great question. So health insurance, you have options. Let me put that out there because I feel like a lot of people, let me just start by saying you have options, and you have several options in terms of health insurance. There are U.S. companies. There are literally U.S. companies that offer international health insurance. So if you want to stick with a health insurance provider that then you can look into ones that have that actually have international policies or international options. I have some of those listed in the bundle. You can get actual international health insurance, right? There are companies that specifically offer international health insurance. That's an option for you. There's digital nomad insurance. Me personally, with the Chase Sapphire Reserve credit card, they have great travel insurance. It really depends on what you're looking for. The other thing to consider about health insurance outside of the US is, y'all, healthcare outside of the US is a lot less expensive. So in the US, this fear around going to the doctor, going to the dentist, of how much it's going to cost, you don't have to worry about that in most places outside of the US. So while not having health insurance in the US might seem like the most detrimental thing in the world, it's not outside of the US, because you can go to a doctor or a dentist and, get work done for $100, a couple $100, 25-50% less than what you would pay in the US. So what a lot of people do is they will get an insurance that's more for emergencies, and then they just go to the doctor and they just pay out of pocket because it's literally less expensive. But like I said, you can still, you still have options. You have so much info. I'm looking at my purchase. I will be getting the bundle, period. And thank you so much for your business. And y'all drop whatever other questions you have in the comments. So another question that I get, what am I going to do with my cell phone? Okay, so I use Google Fi. Hold on, we got a question. Marsha says, my mother is turning 60 in a few years, and she didn't start saving for retirement until I explained how important it is a few years ago. I don't want to work at my 60s unless I choose to. Yeah, honestly, I feel you. That's That's so valid. I mean, and there's so many people who literally cannot afford to retire in the US. Like y'all, and this is just me being like completely transparent with y'all. Me and my sisters literally help my mom pay her mortgage every month because she's retired on a fixed income and she cannot pay it. Y'all, my mom's mortgage is $1,100 a month. $1,100 a month. And with my mom's fixed income, she cannot afford to pay that on her own. So my sisters and I help her out with a mortgage every month. Like it's very common. You know, you see these older people in these grocery stores, you know, working, you know, doing these jobs, and it's really sad. Like they've worked all their lives and now they're ready to retire, but they literally can't afford to retire. Miss Cherish Love says, can you bring your pets? Yes, absolutely. So I have information on how to move abroad with pets in the bundle as well. That was actually one of the FAQs that I was going to cover. So there are options. I mean, it depends. There's so many factors that go into it, right? Like, where are you going? How many pets do you have? What is the breed? How big are they? How small are they, right? Like, there's a lot of different options. So there are actual pet relocation agencies. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like they are inexpensive, because they're not. If you're moving with pets, like it's going to cost, right? Like that's for sure going to be an additional cost in terms of moving abroad. But there are pet relocation agencies. There is the option, again, depending on your pet. If, like, for example, if you just have, like, you know, one small or medium-sized dog or cat, there is the option to just simply just fly them, right? Like, just like people fly with pets all the time. I know a woman who, she is from Alabama. Her and her husband drove. They live in Mexico right now. They drove to Mexico with 2 dogs and 3 cats in the car. So yes, you can move abroad with pets. And people do it. Like, people 100% do it. And like I said, I have more information on moving abroad with pets in the bundle as well. For those of you who are just not joining, the Move Abroad bundle is at the link in my bio. If you get it while I'm live, I will send you my cash flow come up checklist as a bonus, which is going to show you how to make more money. Security alert. Okay. Let me see, what other FAQs do I have in here? Okay, so this is going to be one of the main questions that I get. Where should I go? What is the best country for me? No, I am not in Mexico. I am in Colombia, and you are so welcome. So what is, like, how do I know which place is going to be best for me? So remember, y'all, in the Move Abroad bundle, it's 12 videos. There are 3 videos that cover how to choose the place that is best for you, because it's like one of the top questions that I get. People love to say, well, what are the best places? And it's like, what's best for me is not going to be best for you. I'm in Colombia. Some of you are going to hear that and immediately you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm not going to go to Colombia. Colombia is so dangerous. That's fine. Don't come here. Like, if you think Colombia is dangerous, don't come here. Ain't no need to come here and being like, you know, scared to walk down the street, whatever. That's your business. There's some people who are like, oh, like I just right now, I just cannot wrap my brain around having to learn another language. Okay, well, there are countries out there where the native language is English outside of the United States. I actually give a full list in the Move Abroad bundle as well. Now, if you are going to move somewhere and the native language is not English, then I do 10 out of 10 recommend learning the language. You don't need to be fluent to move, but you do want to make sure that, you know at least the basics. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. Other things to consider in terms of like how to pick your place. First of all, if you are, well, let me know in the comments. Drop the word nomad in the comments if you want to be more of like a digital nomad where you are traveling around from place to place, and then drop the word settled in the comments if you plan to just stay in one location. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious. I always like to ask because I like seeing the variety. So put settled in the comments if you want to just move to one place and you want to have that be your home, and then put nomad in the comments if you prefer to like travel a little bit more, whether that's permanently or temporarily, because they are 2 completely different lifestyles. So like I said, I am a digital nomad, y'all. I've been in 10 different countries since last year. So because I am a digital nomad, there are certain things that I don't have to think about, like people who are going to settle, right? So, and I see some variety here. Some people are saying settle, some people are saying nomad. I want to feel comfortable and safe as a Black mother with a son. Yeah, I hear you, Miss Cherish. So whenever you are thinking about living abroad, if you want to be settled, then you're honestly, the number one thing you need to think about is what visas you qualify for. Now, there are some countries where you can be there for like a full 6 months or even a full year on a tourist visa. A tourist visa is it just means whenever you travel to a country and you're just a tourist, right? Like you don't, like a tourist visa is like you don't have to pay anything, you don't got to apply, whatever. Like it's just you just get to go there and be there. For example, you can go to Mexico and stay there for 6 months. You don't got to pay nothing. You don't got to sign up for anything fancy. You can do the same thing in Panama. Albania, you can go to Albania for a full year without any kind of without needing any like fancy visa options. But there are some other places so I'm here in Colombia. I can only be in Colombia for 6 months out of the year. Like at 6 out of 12 months is what I am allowed to be here. If I want to be here any longer than that, then I have to apply for a visa. So in terms of like the place that is best for you, first things first, once you kind of start thinking about like your countries, you want to start looking at the visa options. Where can you even go? Especially for those of you who are saying that you want to be settled. If you want to be settled, then you need to be looking at your visa options. And I do talk about visas in the Move Abroad bundle, but please understand every country has their own visa options, right? Like you can't, like I can sit here and talk to you about the digital nomad visa in Colombia, but that might be completely different from the digital nomad visa in Spain, right? So whenever it comes to visas, you have to do your own research on those specific countries. So when you're thinking about where you're going to go, first things first is where can you go based on visa options? If you know you want to go somewhere and be able to stay for, years at a time. And also let me know in the comments, this is just, again, like out of curiosity, for those of you who are in here and you want to move abroad, how many times a year, put the number in the comments, how many times a year do you think that you will visit the US while you are, when you're living abroad? And like I said, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm really just curious. Drop in the comments and let me know, put your number in there. How many times a year do you think that you will visit the US? Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I always crack up when people put 0. y'all be tripping me out. For those of you who say 0, so is it just because you're not gonna you don't have people in the US that you're gonna want to visit? I see Jenna says 1 to 2. Who else? Put your number in the comments. How many times a year do you plan on visiting the US while living abroad? I'm really curious for those of you who say 0, so you are just they are grown. Oh my God, y'all are cracking me up. You are right. They are grown. Okay. Aaron says 1 to 2 as well. Okay. Yeah, you're right. They are grown. Again, like I said, I'm just curious, but the reason I asked is because, for example, let's say you want to move abroad to Mexico, because it may not be here when I plan. What may not be here? The US? Child, the US ain't going nowhere. Now, what it's going to look like, that might be a different story. But I lost my train of thought. What was I about to say? I was going to say something about the visa. Oh yeah. The reason I was asking about how often you're going to visit the US, because let's say, for example, you want to move to Mexico. So you can be in Mexico for 6 months. When did I get here? Sorry. I just hit me that I need to put a note on my calendar to renew my thing. Cause yeah, anyways, if you want to go to Mexico, for example, then if you're planning on visiting the US once or twice a year, then you might not ever even really need to, ever might be a stretch, but you don't have to be that pressed about visas, because if you're going to visit the US, then your 6 months is going to start over whenever you come back. So people will sometimes do what's called a border run. So those are going to be things for you to consider as well. There was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah. I was like, what are we talking about? We're talking about how to choose the places best for you. Okay. So outside of visas, outside of a visa, how to choose the place that is best for you. Okay. The other thing that you want, outside of visas, the biggest thing, hello, Miss Abundance, the biggest things outside of visa is going to be thinking about the type of lifestyle that you want to live. Thank you so much for the gift. It's going to be thinking about the type of lifestyle that you want to live. So if you are someone who wants to be in a city then you might want to narrow your search down and start looking at actual cities. If you want to be on the beach, if you want to be in the mountains, right? Like, you want to think about the type of lifestyle that you want to live. Do you want to be somewhere? Thank y'all so much for the gifts. Do you want to be somewhere that is really hot, right? Like, maybe if you do want to be on the beach, do you prefer to avoid the heat? Do you prefer to be somewhere where you can speak the language? Do you prefer to be somewhere where, like, for example, if you're going to be going to the US frequently, somewhere where like you can get home in a day, right? Like, if you're like, I want to be able to get back home in a day, then you're probably not going to move to Thailand or New Zealand. You're probably going to stay on this side of the world. You want to think about the culture, right? Like, I love Latino culture. Like, I fell in love with Latino culture back in 2019. And to this day, I love speaking Spanish. I love Latino music. Like, I also feel like Black culture and Latino culture are very similar. We're both like very loud. We're both very energetic. We have a lot of commonalities. But you know what? There are some people who feel like Latin America is too loud. They're like, it'd be too much going on. They want something a little bit more, quiet, for lack of a better word. So the main thing in thinking about what's going to be best for you is, what do you want from your new life? Like, what lifestyle do you want to lead? What lifestyle do you want to live? Do I need a visa for a month? I've been considering Bangkok. No, you can stay. No, you can just go there for 30 days. That's fine. But just make sure that you don't overstay. We actually did overstay last year in Thailand, and we had to pay. Very irresponsible for us. I told y'all we made a lot of mistakes since we left the US last year. But yeah, what is this? I need to respond to that. But yeah, no, with Thailand, you can stay for 30 days. But anything after that, you would need to leave / renew or extend your visa. What other questions do y'all have for me? And for those of y'all who are just now joining, my Move Abroad bundle is in my bio. You can use the promo code 25 spelled out for 25% off. And for anybody who gets it while I am live, I will send you my cash flow come up guide as a bonus, which is going to show you how to make more money. You are so welcome. What other questions do y'all have? Let me know in the comments. Drop your questions. You know what? You just get on my nerve. I don't care. Bye. No, you can discard it. Period, sis. And I need to charge this. Surprise, surprise. I need to blow my nose. I'll be right back. BRB. Okay, I'm back. What other questions do y'all have about moving abroad or living abroad? Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all double tapping. Welcome, welcome, those of you who are just now joining. Welcome. Let me see a number 1 in the comments if you are new here, if it's your first time joining my lives. Excuse me, if it's your first time joining any of my lives, where are you currently? Skibidi. That's a funny name. I'm in Colombia right now. Welcome, Judy. Where do y'all want to go? Let me know which countries y'all are interested in the comments. What countries have been on your mind in terms of moving abroad? Let's see them in the comments. Moving with 2 dogs, easiest countries if we just cash out and go. Also 3 kids. Mexico, because you can drive there. That would be the easiest. Just getting in your car and driving to Mexico with your dogs and your kids. Like that would probably, I mean, that's what I would think would be the easiest. Oops. And you can and then you're staying on the same continent. So I mean it's still a drive, but it's not like, it's, well, I guess you couldn't really drive to South America. No, I'm not gonna go down that road. Okay, Canada. What part of Canada? Algona, Swedru, Ghana. Is that a city in Ghana? I have never heard of that. Anywhere but here is hilarious. Typically, I cruise a lot, but my soul has been calling for something different. I hear you, Miss Abundance. I love me a good cruise, but a cruise is nothing like living abroad. I mean, a cruise is such a nice vacation because you can just show up. You don't got to plan stuff. Like I'm overdue for a cruise for sure. So, I mean, I would definitely start looking into other ways that you can travel. Does anybody here like pets? Drop the words pet in the comments if you do like pets. Like if you like animals. Drop the words no in the comments if you do not. Da Nang, Vietnam is where I'm looking. Oh, period. There's a girl in here yesterday. She just moved to Da Nang 2 months ago. So I've been in Vietnam, but I've only been to Hanoi. I have not been to Da Nang. I told my husband we should move to Mexico or Canada. It's definitely low-hanging fruit in terms of like just being able to, in terms of like not going that far, if that makes sense. Okay, so I see that y'all like pets. So have y'all heard of trusted house sitters? Yay or nay? Let me know in the comments. And I know if some of you've been following me, you may have heard me talk about trusted house sitters before. But trusted house sitters is a great way to get a taste of living abroad. So I tell people all the time, a lot of people on these apps will make it seem like there's only one way to live abroad. If you want to live abroad, then you have to do, whatever. And y'all, there are so many different ways that you can live abroad. You can even test it out if you're not ready to take the full leap. Hello, LaShawn. Thank you so much. If you're not ready to take the full leap, go do a test drive. So Trusted House Sitters is a website where you can sign up and then you can house sit for pets all over the world. Like they literally have house sits all over the world. So, and I do have a referral at the link in my bio for 25% off. With the referral, you can pay as low as $100 a year, y'all. $100 to sign up. And then for a year, you can apply to as many houses as you want. We did a house sit for almost 3 weeks in Monterrey, Mexico earlier this year. A super, super nice house. 2 adorable dogs that we didn't even have to walk because they had like their own doggy door and backyard. So listen, y'all, do not sleep on trusted house sitters. It's a great way to test out living abroad without having to uproot your entire life, and you don't have to pay for your accommodations. So thank you so much for the gifts, Miss Abundance. So like you pay for your flight, like you pay for everything except accommodations. But think about it. Whenever you go on a trip, what are your 2 most expensive things? Your flight and your accommodations. So if you can cut out your accommodations, like imagine you do a oh my God, what is it called? You do a house sit, let's say like in Mexico, right? Okay, you find you a good ass flight deal to Mexico for like $300. So you pay $300 for your flight to Mexico, and then you can stay there for 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months. Y'all, there are house sits I've seen 4-month house sits. Okay, imagine 4 months rent free, and rent free can mean, if you're not tied to rent, that could literally mean not having to pay any money for rent, or that could mean, you 4 months somewhere without not having to pay on top of the rent or mortgage that you're already paying. So yeah, do not sleep on trusted house sitters. I talk about trusted house sitters in the Move Abroad bundle as well. Let me take this down. Why is that? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I talk about different ways that you can test out moving abroad in the Move Abroad bundle as well. For those of you who joined more recently, the Move Abroad bundle is at the link in my bio. You can use the promo code 25 spelled out for 25% off. And then I'm going to send you my cash flow come up guide as a bonus for anybody who gets it while I am live. So for those of y'all who are for real, for those of y'all who are like, Bianca, I am serious about this. I know that there's some people out there, they're still kind of on the fence. That's fine. I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to the people who are like, Bianca, I know that I want to live abroad. I know that I want to experience life outside of the US. I know I want to get out of the matrix. I know I want to live a slower life. I want to eat better foods. I want to send my kids to school knowing that I don't have to worry about them getting pew-pewed while they are there. I want to be accepted for who I am, even though, I might not look like somebody, I might not look like the next person, even though I'm LGBTQ plus, even though like I have a disability. I want to know where I can go, where I'm going to have a community, where I'm going to feel safe. I want to be in a country that prioritizes people instead of profits. I want to be somewhere where there's community. Okay. Like if that is you, and you are like, I want this, Bianca, I just don't know where to start. I just don't know how to do it. The answers to all of your questions are in the Move Abroad bundle. And y'all, like, listen, I told y'all, well, I'm saying I told y'all, I know, like, I meet new people every day on here. Y'all, there's no reason for me to be able to live this life other than essentially having the audacity to take the leap. This is why I've traveled to 24 countries. This is why I now live abroad. This is why I have 10 streams of income, because I had the audacity to try. Y'all spend too much time comparing yourselves to these other people online. You spend too much time talking yourself out of your best life, as if you got another one to live. Like you're not going to get to the end of this one and be like, all right, bet. Well, in my next lifetime, I'm going to live abroad for sure. That's not how it works, y'all. You only get to do this one time. You're letting self-sabotage and haters and naysayers and fear hold you back. Fear, y'all. The good thing about fear is like, that means you're doing big shit, okay? You got to ask yourself, when's the last time you got out of your comfort zone? When is the last time you got out of your comfort zone? Y'all. Everybody want a different life, but y'all want to keep doing the same shit. Y'all, like we have to do better. Couldn't agree more. I'm gonna come back and purchase when I get paid. I hear you, Jenna. And there is an afterpay option as well for those of you who would like to break up the payment for the Move Abroad bundle. I'm looking for work to get a visa. Where can I look? What do you mean? You're looking for work to get a visa? For what visa? Maybe I misunderstood you, Nancy. Can you ask me again? Thank y'all so much for double tapping, by the way. Please, y'all, please continue to double tap the screen. Where can you look for jobs? Yeah. So my favorite remote job website is called remote.co. I love the interface. It's a very clean looking website. They send you like alerts. You can also filter for like work from anywhere jobs. There's also people like right here on this app. Like there are a ton of people on TikTok who actually share remote jobs every single day. But I have a full list of my favorite remote job resources in the Move Abroad bundle and in my Cash Flow Come Up checklist. And remember, y'all, the Cash Flow Come Up checklist, you get it for free. Okay, for anybody who gets my Move Abroad bundle while I am live, I'm giving away the Cash Flow Come Up checklist because I love an action taker. Okay, you are so welcome. What other questions do y'all have for me? Let me get back over here. Okay, let's talk about moving abroad with kids, because I feel like a lot of people ask me about this as well. So full transparency, I do not have kids. Okay, I do not. However, I do have a ton of information about moving abroad with kids in the Move Abroad bundle because people ask me about it all the time. I have also met countless mothers while living abroad. People move abroad with their kids. Y'all be out here so worried about y'all kids. Y'all kids be more resilient than y'all. The kids be more resilient than the parents. The kids be learning the language faster than the parents. Y'all, the kids gonna act how y'all act. Are you gonna act scared? Are you gonna act like, oh my God, the sky is falling all the time? Are you gonna be freaking out every time you go somewhere and now your Wi-Fi is not working and you can't pull up Google Maps? Like, y'all, we lived in the UK and they loved it. Oh, that's dope. Doing this with kids, tough. Why? Why is it tough? I did an interview with a single mom who moved to Thailand with 3 kids. And I remember asking her, I was like, what was your biggest challenge about moving abroad with your kids? And she was like, honestly, my kids were never the problem. Like, we love to just assume that something is going to be hard. Like, we psych ourselves out so much whenever it comes to moving abroad. We tell ourselves it's so expensive. Oh my God, the flight's going to be so expensive. It's going to be so hard. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. And then we act surprised when it happens. You're the one that predicted it. You're manifesting that it's going to be tough. So yeah, it'll be tough. You're manifesting that it's going to take forever. So yeah, it will take forever. Listen, setbacks, whenever it comes to moving abroad, like, setbacks are inevitable. Okay. Like, they are going to happen. Like, things that you did not plan for are going to happen. But y'all, you can do hard things. Oops. You can do hard things. At the end of the day, only you can decide if it's worth it or not. I left the US 3 years ago, never went back, but I saw kids cause people to go back. Y'all, and at the end of the day, like, sure, that happens. I mean, people without kids go back. People go back because of their pets. Like, y'all, living abroad is not for everybody. That's like a hard truth that some people do not want to hear, but living abroad is not for everybody. Some of y'all need to just travel and bring your ass back home. Like that, and that is just the truth. But what I will tell you is that you're never going to regret living abroad, because it is literally it's going to change you. It's going to challenge you. It's going to transform you. And everything about you will be shifted when you experience living outside of the US. You will never be able to be a closed-minded human being again, because that's what travel does. Travel expands you. Travel literally changes you from the inside out. So many of us have just lived in the US and been in our bubble for all these years, and we forget there's a big ass planet out there waiting for us. Y'all, what we doing? What we doing? Nobody's going to drag you. Nobody's going to force you. I'm not even going to try to convince you, because this life is not for people who need to be convinced. This life is for the people who feel called to this. I'm talking to the people who feel the call to move abroad in their spirit, not for the people who just thinks that it sounds sexy because of what you see on social media. This is another reason why I go live. Everything about living abroad ain't sexy. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. Everything about living abroad is not sexy. There are some days living abroad is frustrating as fuck. There are some days where I want to scream, because I just want the simplicity of what I know from being in the US. It happens. Living abroad doesn't make your life perfect. And it's not for everybody. But if it's for you, you know it. Acro says, I've been looking into this for a year, period. Where are you trying to go? Hello, Zen Life. Good morning. Good morning, those of y'all who are just now joining. Welcome, welcome. Thank y'all so much for double tapping the screen. I really appreciate y'all. Please make sure y'all are continuing to like and share the live, whether you are in here hanging out with me or whether you are just popping in for a second, still researching. Okay. I hear you. Don't just spend all your time researching. Get out there and make it happen too. Doing research is extremely, extremely important. But I know there are a lot of people who will tell me like they've been researching for years, and I'm like, child, there ain't enough research in the world. Get on the plane. Get on the plane. And this is also why earlier I talked about different ways to test out living abroad. Like, go live abroad for a month, go live abroad for 3 months, right? Go plan to do it for a few months and then come back. Like, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. It doesn't have to be, oh, I want to experience living abroad, so I'm going to go sell everything, pick up my entire life and go move across the world. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, you can test it out and see how you like it. The reason I felt so confident about moving abroad last year is because I did it in 2019. I lived abroad for 4 months in 2019. I'm in Colombia right now, Acro, but I've been in 10 countries since last year. So I'm a digital nomad. I don't have one place that I call home. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. Okay, I signed up and did Afterpay, period. Thank you for your business, Jenna. I'll send you the bonus when I get off of here. Let me know if you have any questions. Y'all, take advantage of the bundle while I'm live, because honestly, y'all, 12 videos, it's basically an entire course. If you think this live is helpful, Please understand there are 12 of these in the Move Abroad bundle and the workbook to follow along and the 23-page resource guide, and you get the cash flow come up guide. Where was the best place? The best place that I've been since last year? I mean, so my answer for that is always I don't believe in the word best, but I will tell you my top 3 favorite countries are Thailand, Colombia, and Mexico. My top 5 are those 3 plus Brazil and Costa Rica. So those were my top 3. But as far as like the best place, the thing about the best is, y'all, what's best for me isn't going to be best for you. And on top of that, like what's best for what? If you were to be like, what was the best place for the weather versus what was the best place for the food, those are going to be 2 completely different answers. Where are you living now? Amanda, I'm currently in Colombia. Thank y'all for the hearts. I appreciate y'all double tapping that screen. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Okay, that question already answered. What do you do for work? That's a great question. So I'm an entrepreneur. I actually work for myself. I primarily do digital marketing and affiliate marketing. I mean, technically, they're all digital marketing because I do affiliate marketing online. But yeah, I primarily do digital marketing and affiliate marketing. So I sell digital products. For example, the Move Abroad bundle, that is an example of a digital product that I sell. So you can create digital products like from scratch. Or you can actually buy digital products that are already done, and you can resell them. I love selling digital products because, first of all, there's no income cap. Second of all, you create it one time and then you just get to resell it. Now you do need to make sure you're updating it, right? Like you want to make sure your information is always up to date. But I love digital products. So for anybody who's interested in selling digital products, I am in a community that shows you how to do that. It's only $27 a month right now. It's supposed to be going up to $97 a month. So if you want more information on that, it's at the link in my bio. It's called EGD, Entrepreneurs Go Digital, for anybody who's interested in learning more about digital products. Zen Life, what platform do I use for what? I want to move abroad as well, but I need income. Yeah, y'all, the 3 main ways that people make money while living abroad are a remote job, teaching English, and working for themselves. That was a weird 3. Those are the 3 main ways that people make money. And I talk about all of these in the Move Abroad bundle. Okay. Y'all, all the information that you need is in there. Okay. You can apply, or you can get certified to teach English. There are some places that will hire you to teach English, like physically in the country. And then you can also apply for like remote jobs teaching English. Then there's just like general remote jobs in the US that you can do. And then also you can learn to make money for yourself, which I am always a big supporter of. Even if you are applying for jobs, I'm not saying having a job is a bad thing, but y'all, learn how to make money for yourself. What platform do you use to sell your products? I use StanStore. So the link in my bio, that's StanStore. Like that's where I sell all of my products. And there's a free trial button at the bottom for anybody who wants to try out StanStore. Thank y'all for the hearts. I have a family of 5. I really want to leave. What's stopping you, Destin 1? What is stopping you and your family of 5? I'm telling y'all, one thing, come here. I'm trying to rest my foot on this chair. One thing that money, what about money? Let's be more specific. How is money stopping you, Destin 1? Let me know. I already know the answer, but let me know anyway. Honestly, it's the number, y'all. Even though I'm a travel creator, there's a reason that I talk about making money online. There's a reason why I have the cash flow come up checklist. Destin 1, I have a resource in my bio. It's called the cash flow come up checklist. It is specifically for people who want to start making more money. You don't need a degree. You don't need experience. You don't need to be an extrovert. You don't need any kind of preparation. You just need to have an open mind, and you need to be willing to put in the work consistently. So many people constantly talk about not having enough money, as if money is a limited resource. Y'all, money is infinite. Money is infinite and money is everywhere. We have to expand our mindsets, okay? I grew up Black and broke, lower middle class, not knowing anything about making money online. And now I have 10 different streams of income. Now I make money in a variety of ways from my cell phone. If you have a Wi-Fi signal and you're not making money online, y'all, you are missing out. And I'm not even going to sit here and pretend like, oh, it's going to be like easy or you're going to get rich overnight. But you got to ask yourself, what life do you want to live? What life do you want to live? Because people who say they want more money, you don't give a damn about money. What you want is choice. What you want is time freedom. What you want is to be able to wake up and do what you want to do, whatever you want to do that day. What you want is to stop going to a job that you can't stand, that don't pay you enough money. What you want is to not have to work multiple jobs. What you want is to be able to make money in your sleep. Y'all, passive income, making money online in general, amazing. Making money online passively, I'm talking like you out at dinner and you get notifications that you made money. You wake up and you saw that you made money in your sleep. I make money in my sleep every single day. Between digital marketing and affiliate marketing and like publishing, y'all, I make money passively every single day. But these are things I had to learn to do. Hello, Dr. Kajur. I don't know if I said that right. Thank y'all for the hearts. Happy Thursday from Mexico. Happy Thursday from Colombia. Y'all, there's so many different ways to make money. Like, you got to stop limiting yourself. So many of y'all are continuing to sleep on your potential. You can be making money online. Y'all, making money online is a skill. You have already learned so many skills in your life. Why do we psych ourselves out whenever it comes to the things that we really want? Why? Why do we do that? Making money online doesn't have to be hard. Will it take time for you to figure it out? Yeah. Will you fail at a few things before you get it right? Yeah. Are you going to have to throw some spaghetti at the wall to figure out what sticks? Yeah. Are you going to have moments where you want to quit and burn everything to the fucking ground? Yes. That was me yesterday. And you know what? Here I am, still showing up. Y'all don't even want to show up. Y'all don't even want to show up. People be in my DMs like, yeah, Bianca, I want to be a content creator, but I don't post. Get out my face. What? You want to be a content creator, but you don't post. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I want to make $10,000 a month, but then you won't invest $97. I've invested tens of thousands of dollars in my business. And that's why, like, y'all, I'm not here for the excuses. And I understand that everybody's pockets are different. Like, I get it. I'm not here to judge because I know what it's like to be broke. I know what it's like to have multiple jobs. I know what it's like to feel like, damn, am I just going to work, pay bills, and then die? Is this all there is in life? Put a yes in the comments if sometimes you feel like you be living your life on autopilot. Y'all, we about to be in 2026. Y'all, 2025 came and went. And there is still time for you to start making more money this year. There is still time. Oh, Jenna, you're good though, because you already got the bundle. So you got the cash flow come up checklist. So Jenna, today, Jenna, you can start learning how to make more money. You can start learning how to make more money. On average, wealthy people have 7 streams of income. 7. Wealthy people make money for them, okay? Wealthy people don't just have money sitting in regular ass bank accounts. They have high yield savings accounts. They invest in stocks. I teach you how to do all of this in the cash flow come up checklist. I teach you about different side hustles. I teach you about digital marketing. I teach you about affiliate marketing. I teach you about ways that you can make money without ever having to show your face online. I teach you how to make money in ways if you do want to show your face online, if you want to do like some of the things that I do. I have a shit ton of options in there for ways that you can start making more money. But baby, you can lead a horse to the water, but you cannot make him drink. Y'all love to be in my DMs, love to be in my comments. I want to move abroad, but I want to travel, but I want to make the online, but keep your butts. I don't care. I didn't grow up with money. My mom, college dropout. My dad literally did not finish high school. Would you think I grew up with a bunch of privileges, being a Black woman in the U.S.? Okay. I know what it's like to come home from school and the lights were off. Come home from school, the water's off. Couldn't pay the water bill because we had to pay the light bill. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. Do you got McDonald's money? Eating out? We ate out on, let me see, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Y'all, there was a Christmas I didn't get shit because my parents didn't have the money. So do you really think that I want to hear your excuses? I don't. Because I don't care. Because here's what it comes down to. Where there is a will, There is a way. Either you are willing to do what it takes to make your move abroad dream happen, or you're not. It is literally that simple. Literally, it's that simple. Y'all know how many people I have met who have left their home countries and now they're living. I'm not even talking about just in the US. I'm talking people from all over the world. Y'all, once you leave the US, you're like, oh, that wasn't that hard. Oh, this is kind of chill. Like, it seems like this big, grandiose thing. And I get it. I'm not saying that moving abroad is not a big deal. Like, yes, moving abroad is a big deal. But first of all, some of y'all got kids. Some of y'all got kids. And I'm going to tell you, if you pushed out a human, being afraid to move to a different country after you pushed another human out of your body is diabolical to me. Diabolical. What? I'm sorry, you did what? And you talking about I'm scared to move abroad since you had a baby. What you talking about? Like what are we talking about right now? Thank you, Trendy Diplomat. Are the homes the pet sit $1 million homes? I don't know. You got to go look. You can sign up and browse for houses. I left with my teen 2 years ago and never went back. Period. Thank you, Marsha. Y'all, 80% of moving abroad is mindset. We can talk about visas. We can talk about the countries. We can talk about all of these things. But if you keep talking yourself out of it, if you keep allowing the self-doubt, the imposter syndrome, the fear, if you keep allowing these things to hold you back, none of the other stuff matters. That's why in the Move Abroad bundle, I told you there's 12 videos in the Move Abroad bundle. Day one is mindset. Day one is mindset. I would say 90%. Yeah, I was being conservative. Y'all, it's a mental game. You got to gas yourself up. You got to stop talking to the people that don't support your move abroad journey. You got to remind yourself that you a boss. You make shit happen. You a survivor. You've already done hard things in your life. Why do you keep talking yourself out of this when you are literally such a powerful creator? This is why so many people spend their lives trapped and miserable, because you don't realize the power that you have. You can decide today. You can literally decide today to live a different life, and you don't owe nobody an explanation. Nobody. You can decide today to do something different. For those of you who've been saying, I want to do this, but I don't know how to get started, this is why I made the Move Abroad bundle. You can get it at the link in my bio. Y'all, when you use the promo code, the 25 for 25% off, y'all, whenever you use the promo code, it's like, what, 70 something dollars? Y'all, you spend $70 a week on DoorDash. You spend $70 a week on brunch. You spend $70 a week on alcohol. Some of y'all smoke $70 a week. Y'all, listen. I'm not with the shits today. You already spend money on things you don't need, because we all do. We all spend money on things you don't need. That's why I stopped saying that I couldn't afford to travel, because I was looking at my bank statements and I was like, oh, I couldn't afford to travel. Damn, I spent $200 eating out in the last 2 weeks. Damn, I do remember that bill being that much, but somehow whenever you did it twice, that number wasn't, hold on, what the fuck just happened? Listen, you already spending money on things you don't need. Start investing in yourself. This is another reason why, like I said, I don't be trying to hear the excuses like, oh, well, Bianca, well, you're selling this and you're doing that. Yeah, I'm selling it because I'm a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. Like, you would never walk into a gym and be like, how dare y'all charge for this membership? And guess what? 80% of the people with gym memberships don't even go. Y'all got to stop playing with your potential. Stop playing with your life like you got another one. Stop playing with your life like you're getting out alive. Baby, you're not getting out alive. And you're going to continue to let fear hold you back. Why? Do it scared. Stop waiting on the fear to go away and do it scared. The limitations you argue for you, you get to keep. Ooh, come on. That's the same thing I tell people. That's the same thing I tell people about their excuses. You can keep your excuses. I'm not gonna try to take them from you. You want to give me all the excuses for why you can't move abroad? Cool, stay in the U.S. How long can you stay in Colombia at a time? Do you have to come back for the U.S.? You can you can be in Colombia for 6 months out of the year, but after 3 months, you have to do like some kind of like online renewal thing. I'm charging people to even breathe near me. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. What other questions do y'all have for me? What other question do y'all have about moving abroad? If y'all want to take advantage of the bundle sale while I'm live, you better run and grab it. It's at the link in my bio because I'm not going to be on here much longer. If you don't think you can do it, I don't think you can either. Thank you, Chris. Remember, y'all, for anybody who gets the Move Abroad bundle while I'm live, I'm also going to send you my cash flow come up guide. There is also an afterpay option if you want to break up the payments, but don't forget to use that promo code 25 spelled out for 25% off. So as a man thinking, so is he. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings, like y'all, the things that you say. Stop talking about how hard it is. Stop talking about how you can't afford it. Why do you keep like what? Just imagine your life. What if you did the opposite? What if you just got crazy delusional and was like, damn, this moving abroad shit is just easy. Wow, this is so fun. I'm having so much fun planning my move abroad. Wow, this is not nearly as expensive as I thought it was going to be. Oh my God, look at all this money that keeps coming to me out of nowhere. Oh my God, I had no idea I could make this much money so quickly. Wow, I have so much money, I don't know what to do with it. Why can't you start talking like that? Why is it so much easier for us to complain about money? Because our brains are here to help us survive. Our brains are not here to help us thrive, y'all. Okay? If you want to move abroad, then I know that you want to get out of survival mode. I hear a billion excuses why people can't get abroad. I know. I even had to stop making excuses. I'm glad I got myself together. I heard someone say before, how do you think thinking it's hard benefits you? That's a word. Have you ever heard of the book Unfuck Yourself? Yes, I have. I've never read it, but I have heard of it. Because y'all, self-sabotage is so real. Self-sabotage is so real. Y'all think that I don't have these thoughts? I have these thoughts too, y'all. There were so many times me and my husband were like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I quit my big girl. I quit my big girl corporate job in December 2023, 6-figure role. It's been almost 2 years. I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? And I was like, I'm living my life. Marsha, yes, the Move Abroad bundle, it does have the afterpay option so that you can break up the payments. Marsha, I think that I think you told me yesterday that on YouTube you can see the link in my description on here. That's where you can get the bundle. Yeah, don't forget to use that promo code 25 for the 25% off. And then yes, there is an afterpay option. I left a career in anesthesia. Listen, people be on here like, oh my God, I want to move abroad, but I have this job. Oh, well, I can't find a job being a truck driver in Mexico. Well, then don't be a truck driver in Mexico. Y'all know that people change careers? Do y'all know that people change careers? And honestly, I'm gonna just be real raw with y'all right now. This is why I always ask people on a scale of 1 to 10. You can let me know in the comments. On a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about moving abroad? Because some of y'all just aren't that serious about it, and that's fine. That is perfectly fine. If you're not that serious about moving abroad, cool. Stay in the U.S. Go travel, and then bring your ass back to the United States. But the thing is, if you are serious about making it happen, then you will make a way. If you are so tied to a very specific career, and if you feel like I could never do this abroad, stay in the United States. Stay. Because to be honest with you, one of the biggest pieces of moving abroad is being flexible. If you are rigid, I have to be in this country. I have to have this kind of weather. I have to live like this. I have to have these things with me. You should stay in the U.S. because that is where you belong, baby. Because being abroad is not about getting your way. Being abroad is about accepting the fact that you went from being big shit to little shit. You don't run shit over here. I don't run shit over here in Colombia. I do not. I'm just here, okay? I'm here to respect and learn and love the Colombian culture and to learn and to just be grateful to be part of this community. If you feel like, oh, it has to be this, please stay in the US. Just do us all a favor. I use ChatGPT to help me build my country list. Yeah, listen, ChatGPT, I got the pro, okay? I'm here for it. I am fully here for it. I suspect in the next couple of years, they will wish they moved sooner. I know they will because I wish that I left sooner. If I could go back in time, y'all, I would have left sooner. I would have left probably in like 2022 if I could go back in time. And that is my biggest fear, is getting to the end of my life and then realizing that I have regrets. Y'all, you only get to live this life one time. Live it how you want to live it. You are worthy. You're worthy of the life that you want to live. You deserve to live the life that you want. These people on social media, including myself, we ain't no different than you. I'm a regular girl from North Carolina. I didn't grow up with money. I didn't grow up with resources. And yet I made it happen because I was committed, because I was consistent, because I was serious. Mindset, y'all. Mindset. All right, y'all. If y'all don't have any more questions, I'm about to get up off of here. For those of you who already got the bundle, thank you for your business. I'm about to send you your live bonus. Make sure that you check your spam folder in the next like 5 to 10 minutes. For those of you who are still on the fence, you can ask me whatever questions you have about the Move Abroad bundle. If you're watching on YT, it's in the description. If you're watching on TikTok, then you're so welcome. If you're watching on TikTok, it is at the link in my bio. Use the promo code 25 for 25% off, and I'm going to send you the live bonus when I get off of here. So where's a great place to start? Where in Colombia with $2,500, or is that low? I'm sorry. How many questions is that? Hold on. What? Hold on. So where is a great place? Where in Colombia? I mean, I'm in Medellin, but I'm in Medellin, but people like Cartagena, people like Santa Marta, people like Cali. Like, you need to do your research and decide which one of these kind of like cultures kind of aligns more with what you want. $2,500 to do what? I'm in Colombia, BX girl. Thinking about China. I have been to China, but I was only there for a day. I need to go back for a longer stay. But oh my God, that food there was so good. BK Lynn True. Let me know if I answered your question. Thank y'all for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. Okay, well, if y'all ain't got nothing else, I'm about to get up off here, but thank y'all so much for joining. Please make sure y'all hit that follow button if you have not already. And yeah, for those of you who got the bundle, I'm about to send out your bonuses right now. Thank y'all again. And yeah, I'll catch y'all later. Oh, hold on. Marsha, payment plan isn't working. What do you mean? What happens whenever you hit the Afterpay option? Someone else on here got it with Afterpay and it did work for them. So I'm not sure if you're seeing like an error message, but let me know what you see. All right, TikTok. I'm about to end this though. Thank y'all again for joining. Bye, y'all. An error message pops up. That's weird. Hold on. Let me send you. Let me drop a different. I mean, it shouldn't matter, but let me drop a different link in here for you. One moment. Okay, Marsha, I'm about to put a different link in the chat. Will you click on that one and tell me if that one is working? It shouldn't matter, but I'm just gonna see. Yeah, whenever I go to it, I see Afterpay, I see Klarna. That worked. Okay, great. I will send you. So I'll send you the bonus as well. I'm getting ready to send them out right now. Make sure that you check your spam folder. Yeah, that's so weird that that link. Okay, but thank you for telling me that it wasn't working though, because then maybe I'll just use that second link, the second link that I sent you. I'll use that one from now on. Um, okay, let me see. But I didn't see. I'll give it another moment. I just want to make sure it went through before I sign off. Whew, I'm getting hungry. Um, I don't even think I Zelda. Marsha, did you say you said that it worked? Because it didn't come through on my end. It's just circling now. Hmm. Oh, like it's loading? It's still circling, Marsha? So that's like 7. Yeah, that's right. Huh. That's weird. I wonder is it yeah, I mean honestly, I have no idea. I don't know if maybe you want to try to refresh it because mm, I don't think it should take that long. Okay. What? I'm sorry. Precision a Zoom account. What? Okay, I reset my phone and the error message came back. Yeah, Marsha, I have no idea. Because I don't know why resetting your phone would bring the error message back. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm sorry. I was trying to think if there was um something that I could do from my end. I'll just try your next one. Honestly, girl, I don't know. I don't. I I kind of be popping up randomly. But let me hold on. I think hold on. Let me. Okay. Um. How does that work? Is okay. The link that I just sent you. Try it now. Let me put it in here again to make sure it's the right one. And then there should be let me look at it myself. So instead of doing like Afterpay, if you scroll to the bottom, there's a button. It says payment plan, $73. Can you let me know if that one works? So $73 is basically like that's just like the price with the promo code, if that makes sense. So like just do the $73 ones. You don't need to use the code. Just do the payment plan where it says US $73. I've never used like the payment plan this way, but I'm curious to see if it works like this. Because I typically just do Afterpay or Klarna. Wow. Okay. Yeah, Marsha, honestly, I don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I have no yeah, I don't even know. I honestly I don't even know what else to try. I'm sorry. I'm not sure why it's not I'm not sure why it's not going through. You do have the link, so you can always maybe like try it again later and you can still use the promo code. But yeah, other than that, I have no idea. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Well, thank you again for joining. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.